Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. It's Tuesday, Tarot Tuesday. It's like 20 till 11 and I'm of course been thrown off of what I intended to do today, and the morning kind of went a little different direction. Just more phone calls and things than I thought. But anyways, and I was like, do I even have time to pull tarot cards today? And then I was like, do you even have time not to? Especially when I remembered what spread we were going to do today. It's from purefield.healing. It's called A Tarot Spread for Crazy Times. So I'm getting ready to venture out for food and supplies, and I guess to basically board us up for a week or two or forever. And if I'm being honest, I'm a little bit nerved up about running errands, It'd be nice if I didn't have to, but I do have to. And I'm looking at this tarot spread, and the first question, it's going to be a 5-card pull. So quick, make yourself some tea, push pause, make yourself some tea. I'm drinking dandelion root. Grab your tarot deck or oracle deck. We're going to do a 5-card pull as quick as I know how to be quick. I'm not on anyone's schedule but my own. I think it's just I want to get going so I can get back. But also I know that it's so important for me to chill out, calm down before I go. And I love the first question. It says, how can I soothe my nervous system? So after seeing that, I was like, oh yeah, I really do need to honor our Tuesday Tarot Tuesday and just kind of see what comes in, if it has anything to do with settling down or something that can make me feel better, or something to do with my nervous system. That would be hilarious. But anyways, I love these questions. It's called A Tarot Spread for Crazy Times. There's 3 cards on the top, and then 4 and 5 are on the bottom row. And the 5 questions are, how can I soothe my nervous system? Number 2 is, what's the higher truth in these events? 3, what are we being called to heal or change collectively? 4, what am I being called to heal or change individually? And the last card is, how can I embody my highest self right now? So, with this coronavirus, it is definitely showing us all individually our own personal triggers, our own personal fears, and then collectively, we're doing a lot of clearing and showing what needs to change in the world and all this kinds of stuff. And what it boils down to is us becoming more of our higher selves, more of our expanded beings, releasing what no longer serves us, what garlic, where's our garlic affirmations? What our garlic affirmation was, I dissolve my old beliefs that no longer serve me. So these old beliefs that we have about fear and lack and the fragility of the physical body, can we release those? Can we open ourselves to the awakening within? Can we nurture ourselves in the wholeness? How can I embody my highest self right now? What am I being called to heal or change? Then collectively, what needs to heal or change? So they're really good questions. I feel like they go with our garlic affirmations as well. So let's do our garlic affirmations. while we're listening to and saying our affirmations, we can be shuffling our deck, and then we're just going to get these 5 cards out on the table and get me to Walmart and Aldi's and the bank and Katie's bulk food store and the gas station. I need to definitely take some motherwort and lemon balm for sure before I leave the house. And yeah, this first tarot question will also maybe give us some insight how we can soothe our nervous systems and just settle down. I'm like half nervous about going out, but like even more nervous about what I'm bringing back home. You know what I mean? And then I think to myself, it's not a big deal. So I have like a 2 different viewpoints, and I'm like, which one do you want to line up with? The worry wart or the confident in my immune system chill girl that's also in there? I think it's just different when we're moms. You know what I mean? Like that just changes the whole vibe. We'd be like so much more courageous if like we weren't worried about all these other people. So it's like, well, you know what? That worry doesn't really help protect. What helps protect is love and light and common sense and good old garlic. This affirmation minute is brought to you by our herb of the week, garlic, and I lovingly dedicate them all to you. I am open to the awakening within. I dissolve my old beliefs that no longer serve me. I nurture myself into wholeness. Now I am in service to humanity. I protect our beautiful planet with gentle strength, and she takes care of me. I can handle any challenge. I am open to the awakening within. I dissolve my old beliefs that no longer serve me. I nurture myself into wholeness. Now I am in service to humanity. I protect our beautiful planet with gentle strength, and she takes care of me. I can handle any challenge, and so it is. All right, you shuffled, you got some tea, you're settling down. I can handle any challenge, but just FYI, I don't really need them. So even on like a normal day, running errands is always challenging for me. Like I get like kind of crazy just to have to go run errands. So I just want to reassure myself that this is actually kind of normal for me. Then I got to leave everybody here and venture out. So it's just like, you know what? Enjoy the day. It's not raining like a crazy hailstorm, a freezing hailstorm like it was yesterday. So it's like, you know what? Just get some fresh air, shine your light, send love out to people, and get yourself something yummy to eat. Okay, so I'm holding my deck up to my heart. My eyes are closed. I just want to sit with you for a second. Breathing. Anchoring down our energy into Gaia, into the earth, settling the F down. We're going to have fun. We're going to pull some cards. We're going to pull 5 cards. I think let's read each question. I'll read the question. We'll pull the card. 1, 2, 3 across the top, left to right, and then 4, 5 underneath them. Okay? Like staggered underneath. And we'll ask the question, pull the card, put it out, and then we'll go over them all. Like, okay, let's get the cards on the table, and then we'll chat. All right. So, and if you do If you do, I'm going to shuffle mine one more time. If you do this, a tarot spread for crazy times, let me know. Let purefield.healing know on Instagram. And I was going to say, let's see what she says, but I actually am just looking at a screenshot. I was like, why won't this scroll down? Because it's a still photo, Sadie. All right. So first question, how can I soothe my nervous system? How can I soothe my nervous system? I also think it's probably good to like quit labeling it as crazy times. You know, just FYI, the sane girl in me is like, well, you know, maybe, there it is. There's our first card, my first card, our first card, your first card. You know, if we call it crazy, then we're manifesting crazy, but that's okay. It does feel crazy, but I'm saying as soon as we get it together, as soon as we chill out a little bit, we'll label it more properly. You know, we could always say interesting times. See, that has a whole, interesting has a whole different vibe than crazy. All right, next question. What's the higher truth in these events? Currently, it's the coronavirus. If you're listening to this in 2025, you got a different thing going on, maybe. Maybe by then the world is just chilled out and your crazy time is just not having enough borage blossoms. And that would be crazy, man. That would be crazy. All right, there's our card for what's the higher truth in these events. Our next one for on the top is, what are we being called to heal or change collectively? What are we being called to heal or change collectively? And there we go. Now number 4 on the bottom, what am I being called to heal or change individually? Okay. Whoa. Okay, there's one sticking up. That was like, the whole deck was like, just like wouldn't even hardly shuffle, and there's one like peeking up. So that's my individual thing. And then finally our last card, I know we're shuffling quick today. How can I embody my highest self right now? Okay, so pull one more card with me. How can I embody my highest self right now? How can I embody my highest self right now? Okay, now I see this one because it flipped out, chopped the deck, and it's looking at me. It's Datura, D-A-T-U-R-A, and it's the moon. All right, so on a personal level, I have been harassed by the moon for many years. You may have heard me like say that my guides used to always tell me to keep a moon journal, understand the cycles of the moon. I mean, literally all this week, I've gotten many, many moon messages again to start, like Elder, when we were talking about the cycles, like that was the one thing that I knew personally. I needed to start understanding my cycle with the moon. Apparently I got a big moon thing going on. So how can I embody my highest self right now? It's to connect with the moon. It's to understand the moon. It's to figure out my lessons with the moon, or just, an understanding, a wisdom of how the moon and I have been in cahoots this whole damn time, my whole life. And like, I feel like it's going to help me understand my pain body, my Eckhart Tolle pain body, how, it's triggered by the moon, how, the moon really can govern a lot of things, and I can utilize the moon. So I think that's the message, just like, how can I embody my highest self right now? Understanding all the natural forces, but start with the moon, Sadie, because it's a big one for you. And if you start working with the moon, you can make a lot of things easier for yourself by using the energies of the moon to your advantage for your highest good and the highest good of the all, and really help step into your higher self, into your more fifth dimensional self. Really start to come into your wholeness as a whole being. And the circle has been following me too, and there is a full bloom Datura flower in a circular crystal vase or bowl. So there's a big white circle on this card too, that obviously if I've got eyes to see, I can see this circle energy. And the circle energy has no beginning or no end, and it just reminds us that we are whole and complete within ourselves. So marry yourself, as Kim Eckhart's partner was saying in a video the other day. Marry your divine self. Marry that essence within you and be dedicated to that first and foremost. That is the relationship that we want to be nurturing and expanding and fully committed to. Everyone else is secondary, and it's like you and your higher self is where it's at right now. So I'm really excited to see what else this card says. I feel like I'm gonna read it now. I wasn't sure if I totally felt like that. I'm gonna read it now. I know that's doing this layout starting with the last card, but hey, it flipped out. It showed itself to me. Apparently, maybe this is the most important message to hear right now. So, the moon, number 18, answering the question, how can I embody my highest self right now? Her first answer is face the unknown. Face the unknown. Your higher self ain't scared of shit. Okay? You little pussy human. You know what I mean? There's a part of us inside our higher selves that are excited for all these crazy times. They're excited for this expansion. This is what we signed up for. This is why we're here. There's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear from your spiritual perspective. This is just another incarnation, right? So our higher selves are saying, all right, come on now, get some balls and face the unknown. Enter the luminous darkness. Open your eyes to night blooming magic. So how can I embody my highest self right now? Face the unknown, face the darkness, start to see the magic even in the night. Even in the nighttime that most people are like, they're like, oh, I don't want to know if I want to go walking around at night. It's kind of scary. Even if, like, you know, not even just taking serial killers out of the equation. It's like, even like in the country, you don't know what critters out there. You know what I mean? It's like, so a lot of times people they don't venture out at night. But in the plant kingdom, there are beautiful flowers that can bloom at night. So if one of your fears is the darkness, literally going outside at night, it might be very healing to research what flowers bloom at night and plant a little garden space, plant a little night blooming garden, a little magical garden that you can visit under the full moon or at night. Do you know what I mean? Or any night. So anyways, it is a large crystal bowl filled with water. It's sitting on a dark velvet cloth. There are 8 datura flowers that surround the bowl, 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom. They unfold from a compact bud into the open form of a chalice. So as it starts at like the top left, and those 4 from left to right, like it's bud, it's a little bit open, there it's starting to open, like, and as it goes on the bottom, it increases its bloom until it kind of spirals into the crystal bowl with a full bloom, the chalice. 1 white flower spins in the bowl as moonbeams hit the water. Intuitive awakening awaits. So how can I embody my highest self right now? Face the unknown. Enter the luminous darkness. Open your eyes to night blooming magic, because intuitive awakening awaits. It's there for you. You just have to go over these few little hurdles, right? You just have to face the unknown. So Datura has a long history of magic and lore with witches and cunning folk. The potent seeds and flowers have been used by experienced practitioners to induce alternative states of consciousness. Turn towards mystery with curiosity and courage. Your dreams may be vivid and easy to remember, but also scary and confusing. Datura is a toxic plant whose ingestion can quickly lead to a number of permanent damaging effects. So learn to speak the language of symbol, myth, and metaphor. Like, yeah, just appreciate it, but yeah, don't go there. I mean, I don't know. As Datura blooms with the moonlight, so is it now time to stay awake and witness the magic that dwells in the darkness. Embrace the power of vibrational medicine. Okay, so first thing, I've had a hell of a time sleeping at night. So that's just kind of funny. 2, vibrational medicine. It's like, don't panic if you don't have a medicine with you. You are energy. That plant is energy. You can connect with any plant, anywhere, anytime, whether or not it's in your vicinity. Okay, like you don't actually technically have to bring a plant into your form, into your body, into your vessel. Like, it's helpful, of course, because we're physical beings, but we're also energetic beings. We're also vibrational beings, and we have a lot of medicine available to us in the energetic realms. So embrace the power of vibrational medicine, right? The power of energy, the power of Reiki, the power of flower essences. People are like, how can that work? You just were soaking flowers in water for a little bit and then really diluted it with brandy. And you're like, trust me, the energy's in there, you know? So it's like Datura is like, hey, bitch, don't ingest me. You know better, okay? But what you can do is call on me. What you can do is meditate with this card. What you can do is experience and embrace the power of my vibrational medicine. So if we want to craft with the moon and we want to craft with Datura, we could do many different things. Cultivate a relationship with the moon and watch your awareness blossom. It does say to use Datura flying ointment to enhance your dreams. So you'll have to do your own research about that. Disclaim out the wazoo. I don't want to tell you to ever use a toxic plant that might have permanent damaging effects. However, you might want to look up and see what is a Datura flying ointment. Okay, it doesn't say in this book. That's something that we would have to research more. But even we could call on Datura, like I call on the energy and spirit of Datura now. Please enhance my dreams so that I may awaken to this intuitiveness that resides within me. And then, of course, go on a moonlit walk and seek out other night blooming plants. And yeah, that would just be fun too, to like do on purpose, like bring more of them into your garden, into your space, and, you know, clear these fears and awaken to the magic and open our eyes to the beauty that resides in the night. It's time to face the unknown and enter the luminous darkness and emerge with the light. All right, so on that note, the nervous Nelly inside of me is like, oh my gosh, it's already 11. You got to get going. Okay, so let's get going to the first card. How can I soothe my nervous system? Breathing, right? Let's see what herb from the Herb Crafters Tarot by Letitia Guthrie and Joanna Powell Colbert. Let's see what herb came out, and you turn over your first one. It will be your top left card. We're going to go across 1, 2, 3, for 5. I've already done my 5 because, well, Deterra was like, me first. just in case you just really like don't do a very good job for the rest of this podcast. It's like, let's talk about this first because it's so important for you to connect with the moon and go and face the unknown and get comfortable with looking at the darkness. All right. So now we're going to go number 1. How can I soothe my nervous system? And we've got echinacea, 3 of air. So echinacea, how can I soothe my nervous system? I guess right away, if we support our immunity, right? If we support our immune system, maybe it's just gonna make us feel better. We're gonna be doing something proactive. I've been drinking my echinacea tea from Walmart, so I'm gonna keep doing that and just know that I'm doing the best that I can. So interesting though, it doesn't really have much to do with although it is kind of it does work on making the whole body strong, right? So in a way, I guess it is probably considered some sort of alterative. It kind of just helps the whole body. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull up my app iPlant by Brigitte Mars, and I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to pull up echinacea. Yep, okay. I'm going to go down to the physiological effects. It is an alterative. So it really does help everything. It doesn't necessarily say anything about the nervous system specifically, but just it being antiviral and antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, it's going to calm the whole body down. So physically, even though at first I was like, echinacea, what the hell are you doing here? I wanted lemon balm, right? I wanted catnip. I wanted, some things that literally just, where's passion flower? But echinacea is no, actually the best thing you can do is use an alterative right now, support your whole body, and my antiviral properties will help you chill out. It'll protect you. You're actively helping your body, giving your body a heads up that it's time to protect yourself a little bit more. And just even being proactive like that will help calm the nervous system down. All right, so how can I soothe my nervous system? The 3 keyword statements, I don't know if they really go or not. It says, speak the truth about your heartbreak. Be the medicine that heals the pierced heart. Healing from grief takes time. So it wants to talk about heartache. Heartache leads to self-knowledge. You may be confronted with an agonizing reality. So wild echinacea is now endangered in the wild, right? So it used to have fields on fields of these electrifying pink flowers, but we no longer have that. So as far as Mother Nature goes, she's had to grieve the loss of her fields of echinacea, right? Talk about heartache, but yet heartache leads to self-knowledge. So echinacea's coming in. How can I soothe my nervous system? Echinacea says, see things as they truly are and accept the loss. Healing lies in your ability to learn from devastation. So yeah, I have gotten that message from other channels, and I've heard, a lot of the guides are saying hey, you can handle any challenge. Like Garlic says, you'll recover from whatever, even if you're going through a rough time right now. My best friend's grieving the loss of her mother. My cousins, my distant cousin, he died, so his children are grieving. I know lots of people right now that are experiencing a lot of heartache, and then it's like, yeah, like we're faced, with this unknown circumstance, this crazy time, and it's like we're freaking out because we don't know the future, so the fear's kicking in, and I think Echinacea is saying, yo, honey, it doesn't matter what ends up happening. You will recover and learn. Even if it's devastation, you will recover, you will heal. You will find your medicine that heals the heartbreak. So Echinacea increases resistance to infection. It builds a strong body. And likewise, embracing painful truths can lead to resilience. So if you are scared, if you are grieving, if you are in a crazy time, in a crazy place, seek out strong allies who will help you through your grieving process. Find comfort in your sorrow. Allow yourself to dive into that dark emotion. Sit with your grief as long as it takes. So yeah, kind of like nothing like I thought it would be answering, but then at the same time, what's freaking our nervous systems out? Worry, fear, not really knowing for sure like what's going to happen. And Echinacea is saying, well, take comfort in the fact that whatever happens, even the craziest, worst case scenario that for whatever reason you're still entertaining inside your head like a lunatic, know that you'll be comforted and you'll be resilient and you'll be strong and you will learn so much from it. All right. I need to just run around the room for a second. All right. Running around has happened. I baked some bread this morning. Oh, don't be too impressed. It was just one of those pre-made frozen loaves that I almost forgot was down in the cupboard. And then I opened up the cupboard this morning to get out a pot to make some burdock root tea because I'm going to travel with burdock today. And I was like, oh my God, there's bread that needs baked right there. So yeah, we were laughing because the last loaf I totally forgot, and it was billowing over the sides of the bread loaf pan like crazy. And I was like, oh my God, am I doing this again? Talk about crazy times. I keep on letting my bread dough rise like way too much. It's crazy, y'all. All right, so all these crazy things that are happening in our world, in our lives, whatever, what's the higher truth in these events? So I'm focused right now, of course, on, what's going on, the pandemic. But wait, I'm like looking in the guidebook. I haven't even flipped the card over. What's the higher truth in these events? I feel like in a way we already answered that with Datura. It's like, listen, like it's time for you to clear things. It's time for you to connect with your higher self. It's time for you to face the unknown. Echinacea's like, it's time for you to heal. It's time for us to move forward. So what's the higher truth in these events? Let's see who we've got here. It is the Wheel of Fortune, number 10, the kitchen garden. So the question is, what's the higher truth in these events? And the kitchen garden is saying, put your faith in the turning of the wheel. Stay centered in the midst of change. Find the medicine unique to every season. So what's the higher truth in these events? It's like kind of the same thing Echinacea was saying, like no matter what, you have to stay calm, you have to stay centered, you have to know that whatever happens, you're going to be okay, you're going to heal, you're going to move forward, you're going to expand, you're going to grow because of it. So put your faith in the turning of the wheel. Nothing lasts forever. okay? All storms eventually finish, okay? So just keep staying centered in the midst of change. There are big changes. What's the higher truth in these events right now with the coronavirus and all the world stuff and all these pending celebrity quarantines, right? There's a big change going on in the world, in the way the world has been run, in the way things have been done. The higher truth in these events is we have to change. Things have to change. So put your faith in the turning wheel and just stay centered. You'll find the right it says find the medicine unique to every season. It's like whatever you need, you will find. So we're looking at this beautiful wheel-shaped garden. It's about the 8 holy days of the year. So that's another cycle and season for us to connect with. But the promise of the garden is change. Events may unfold that redirect your path. So what's the higher truth in these events? That we needed to change our trajectory as humanity, as a collective. The world it's changing. We are getting off the exit now, kids. We're getting on the on-ramp of ascension. The world has to change. We cannot keep living this fear-based, low vibe, basically Satanistic worshiping society. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's dark. It is dark. There are dark things that have been going on, and it's like basically the earth needs to purge. She's moving on. So anyways, events may unfold that redirect your path. This is going to affect all of us because we have to keep changing with the new energies. Let's see what else it says. Some things may feel beyond your control. Some things do feel beyond our control. So oh my gosh, the Wheel of Fortune, the kitchen garden says, find the larger pattern in the chaos. So find the larger pattern. What's the higher truth to these events? Look deeper. Look behind the scenes. Yes, we're being fed one story, one scenario, but continue to keep doing your research and find out what's really going on. Do your own inner research and find out what's really going on. Find the larger pattern in the chaos. So the holy days mark the revolving cycles of nature. So Yule, Candlemas, Ostara, Beltane, summer solstice, Lammas, autumn equinox, and Hallows. These 8 holy days mark the revolving cycles of nature. They may bring disruption, but they always reliably in forward motion. So it's like, we have to keep moving. We have to keep going forward. So the Wheel of Fortune, the kitchen garden says, when your soul compass spins, find stillness in experiences that easily allow you to be yourself. Trust life to come into being as the plants always do. There is transformation in each turn of the wheel. So what's the higher truth in these events? The kitchen garden with violets and parsley and bay and chives and lemon verbena and basil and onion and sage answers that question by saying, what emerges from this development will point to your true north. So what is the higher truth in these events? What's going to come of it is that we are going to understand who we truly are. We're going to be more compassionate, more loving. Our faith will be strengthened. in our own resiliency and our divine guidance and our divine protection. And yeah, our path is going to be changed. There's a higher truth to all this. And with every turn of the wheel, we're going to see more and more of it. But we have to do what we can do, and that is to stay grounded. That is to breathe. That is to put your hand on your heart space and stay centered in the midst of these changes as we discover the higher truth in these events. But yeah, the higher truth is that we need to really experience faith. And we really do need to be pointed. We need to change the trajectory of humanity and have it start pointing it towards our true north, where we want to go, what we want our lives to be about, what we want this planet to be about. Like, this earth is a planet of abundance. She was created to take, she can take care of us, but the thing is, humanity has not taken care of her. So yeah, there is a big higher truth to these events, and it will be all rebalanced out eventually. I do believe that. I do have faith. That's the faith that we have to have. So stay centered, stay calm, and watch the higher truth from these events emerge. So on that note, what are we being called to heal or change collectively? I think we kind of know, but what else could we know? Who's here for our third card? So the one on the top right. What are we being called to heal or change collectively? Oh my God, it's the devil. You bet your ass. It's the devil. It's this, now this is Blackberry, so it's going to have a beautiful message. But as far as what are we being called to heal or change collectively, you guys, we have to get out of this Satanist-run society. I touched upon it ever so briefly about 10 minutes ago, like under my breath. But now that the devil card is here for what we have to change collectively, I will speak openly and honestly about this. So our society, and whether you know this or not, whether you are awake to this fact or not, our governments have a deep, dark secret. Our religions have a deep, deep, dark secret. Some of our celebrities have a deep, 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 dark secret. The financial institutions of our world, deep, 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 dark secret. And I know that, the people that are drawn to my podcast are beautiful herbalists. They're connected with nature. They want to believe in the goodness of humanity. And I do too. And I do too. I do believe in the goodness of humanity. But I do not turn a blind eye to what the hell has been going on. What has been going on with child trafficking, what has been going on with abuse, what has been going on with satanic rituals, what has been going on with then people in positions of power getting in places of being blackmailed to the point where they just continue on this madness. I do not turn a blind eye to these. I have come across too much information. I have come across survivors. I have come across people who have witnessed evil, evil things. And yes, I believe in your goodness. I believe in my goodness. I believe that most everyone is good. I really, really do. But to answer the question, what are we being called to heal or change collectively? And the devil pops up, tells me that I'm allowed to talk to you about this. Whether or not you believe in the devil or not, there are people who worship that type of energy and who practice very, very dark magic, rituals, and so on. There is a industry. It's money, you guys. It's money to be made. People pay lots of money to do terrible things to young people, to children, to babies. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's fucking sick what has been happening for a very, very, very long time. Just look at all the priests the Catholic Church has paid out like maybe billions now of dollars from these sexual abuse, in court. They're finally, a lot of these children are older now and suing them and speaking out. But it even is darker than that, to the point, I don't want to get into details, but like sacrificing and drinking blood. And it is an industry. They sell this adrenochrome, and a lot of the celebrities who are just flying high and looking ageless, they're not just being herbalists, okay? They're putting other things in their body, and it's like the deter is saying, all right, hold up, because some people aren't ready for this. And, that's something that they're going to have to face, right? Face the unknown, face the darkness. But very specifically, what are we being called to heal or change collectively? The devil. The acceptance of Satanism. Like, they've normalized it. They've used musicians and like the popular pop musicians to like look at some of their outfits. When you start really noticing it, they're normalizing Satanism so much so, right, that everyone just thinks it's either a joke or it's okay. But really, behind the scenes, it's happening. It's actually happening. So anyways, what do we need to clear out? Darkness, evilness, this insanity that has just really gone too far. You know what I'm saying? Just too far. To the fact that like now government officials are involved and people that are in power that we should be trusting. There's a lot of darkness, you guys. There's a lot of abuse. And so, what do we need to change collectively? Abuse, right? Child abuse, people who were abused and they continue to abuse, violence, physical abuse, that dark energy that feeds off of suffering and fear and torture, right? Look at all the movies that people watch. We've become so numb to violence and gore and disgustingness and murder. This is what we collectively are being called to heal and change. It's not who our hearts and souls ever wanted to be, right? But people get misguided. They don't believe in goodness. They don't believe in God. They don't have love in their life. They only are shown darkness from maybe when they were a kid, and then they grow up and then that's what they know. That's what they do. They're not in alignment. They're not connected to source. And they fall into darkness very, very literally. So that's what we need to clear as a collective. And you probably are sitting there like, well, I would never eat human flesh, right? Like, of course you wouldn't. But it happens, right? And murder happens and violence happens. And we have to look at how we contribute to that. And I know you're saying again, I don't contribute to that, but yes, you do. If you are having any type of violent thoughts in your head, if you're watching violent movies, if you've become numb to the atrocities of the world, you basically are condoning and excusing them. In a way, I'm just saying we all need to check ourselves and think, how do I contribute to violence? How do I contribute to evilness? So if you watch the halftime show and it's got images of sickness and darkness and abuse in them, and you watch it and you kind of go along with it, right? So it's like you have to really watch that you're not participating, okay? So it's like, I mean, I had to laugh. Like last year, my aunts went to some old fart rock concert, like Kiss or something, you know, like, and yeah, they're like throwing the devil signs up in this selfie. My my good-hearted Catholic aunts, you know, and it's like, yeah, that's how normalized it's become. Like, it's not a big deal, right? But actually, when you do your research and start to uncover things, you're like, oh my gosh, like, this actually happens to some people. Like that, like so many missing children that are just gone forever. They are finding mass grave sites of hundreds of children's bodies. Like, you guys, it's terrible. It's terrible what has been going on for a very long time. And that is what we are being called to heal or change collectively. So if you're a naysayer, like, that doesn't happen, and you can get on YouTube even, I think they are still up, you know, there's survivals of ritualistic satanic abuse that are adults now, that are sharing their stories of what happened to them as children, and people are not believing them. And it's the rudest thing, because it's like, why would an adult say that? They're not even like, they're just sharing their trauma. They have nothing to gain from this except healing, okay? There's nothing to be gained. And yet people are like, I don't believe you. And it's like, you know, it's like, it's as simple as simple. This is how normalized terribleness has become. It's as simple as someone who's been raped or something, and then not believing that woman or man, because it happens to men too. It happens to men too. And it's like, that is something that we as a collective need to heal, that we need to change, right? We need to heal this trauma. We need to change. There's so much trauma of abuse, you know, even in families it happens, in institutions it happens, in the church it happens. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry to traffic women and children, just being sold, you know what I mean, and abused. And it's like, there's more money in that than the drugs. It's so bad. It's a worldwide so bad thing that collectively we need to heal and clear that evilness. If there's any evil in the world, it is that. So anyways, blackberry though. Those are kind of evil too if you get the seeds stuck in your teeth. This card really, you know, it's sweet berries, but it's sharp brambles. So this is a message to beware. This is a message to let awareness awaken the power of choice and break free of the desires that keep you trapped. So it's like, be aware of things. Make sure you're not supporting things that support bad things. Okay, we'll just break it down and leave it like that. But anyways, knowing what keeps you bound can set you free. You may be feeling trapped by something you love. It feels good, yet you are depleted. Blackberries are delicious, but the vines strangle everything in their path. So do not become ensnared by the sweet fruit of pleasure while ignoring your true needs. So if you, even in, you know, if someone, it's like we can really become like, even like on a different level, different topic, like, you know, it's like we get these pleasures or addictions, and then it takes us off our true path. So we really have to check ourselves, even if, you know, it's something much more minor than the things I just said. We still have to check ourselves and see how we add to the non-spiritual path, right? So let's see what else it says. Blackberry can be a safe but destructive hedge. Consider what desires you are indulging. Are they keeping you from seeing the light? Be your own prince and cut them away. Wake up and choose transformation. So if there's anything in your life that's not serving anymore, it's keeping you from the light. So that's what I'm saying about, do you entertain violent thoughts? Do you entertain thoughts of hatred, thoughts of resentment, thoughts of, I'm going to get you back for this bitch? Those type of things are keeping you away from seeing the light. Those type of things are ever so slightly, but yes, they still are, adding to the collective darkness. Okay? So any attack thoughts add to violence, right? And in the Course in Miracles, it even goes a little bit further and says, yeah, and if you think that someone is going to be attacking you, that's also violence, right? So it's like we really have to put our weapons down. And I'm not trying to take your guns. I'm talking about the weapons that we hold inside our head. Thoughts are energy, and what you put out matters. So check yourself and make sure that you are not adding to violence in any form. Oh man, so this is my moment where I'm like, okay, we're just gonna pull some really, really quick cards, and then I'm gonna go run my errands, and then my cards are like, haha, haha, that's what you think. We're gonna like throw so much at you that it's like, here's a doozy for you. Oh my goodness. Whew. So, I mean, I'm just taking a minute myself to, make sure that I am thinking and feeling the most loving thoughts that I am capable of. So, and I've had to do that because even as I've investigated the darkness and our history of Satanism, like as I went into that and I came across atrocities, I had to watch that I myself then didn't turn into the killer, right? Because it's like you hear about things that are so terrible. I mean, you hear about a child being abused in your town or your state or something. Don't you want to kill the abuser? So it's like we have to watch that we ourselves don't turn into that same madness. So it's a tricky thing. How can we heal and change collectively when it triggers us to want retaliation, to want revenge, to want justice? But like you have to really watch yourself and watch your energy. And so anyways, just a nice, light, happy Tarot Tuesday Tarot. Thank God we only have one more card. It's the fourth card because we started out with the last one. So our last thing that we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about me. What am I being called to heal or change individually? And before I pull over this card, let's just sit with each other for a minute and ask yourself, and I'll ask myself, what do I need to heal and change within myself? What am I being called to heal or change individually? And see what comes up. What do you need to change right now? We get the collective. The collective is dark. Screwed in the head, dark. Okay? But we're not like that. But what is it in us that we could change, that we could heal? Oh man, I have like so many things that just floated to the surface all at once. Like heal my fears, right? This has triggered just I don't have a lot of fear of death like I used to when I was younger, but like it's still there, right? There's still some residual things, but it's not even really for me. It's like maybe like people I love. I could heal that. I could let go of my fears. I'm sure there's some resentments that I could still be letting go of, comparisons, inequalities, things that I think are unjust. My chronic my chronic psychotic lack of support vibration that I am doing the work, you guys. I'm doing the work, but I know that that's another thing that I could change or heal. And then, yeah, stepping into more compassion, stepping into more kindness, stepping into more of who I am, right? Embodying my highest self. But I have to be even more loving. I have to be more loving. I have to be more loving. All right, let's see what we got. It's the sunflower, the magician, and it's reversed. Dang, my cards. Look, I just crossed my arms. I'm so offended right now. My cards are basically saying that, like, I could be a much better manifester. I really, really, really could step up into more of my magic, more of my creative abilities, more of my manifestational skills, practice what I preach, really do my energetic work, do my auric work, do my galactic work, do my magic work. So it's still beautiful upside down. There's an infinity shape now. It'll be at the bottom of the card because it's reversed, and it's made out of the sunflower seeds. There are little charms that now are all upside down. There's a basket, a vase, a tea kettle, a moon. But when they're upside down, to me, they look like they're pouring out. So it's like, what are you being called to heal or change individually? Really lay it on thick. Pour out the magic. Pour out the light. Pour out the love. Okay? What am I being asked to change? The fact that I hold back all the damn time. The fact that I don't embrace the beautiful rituals that we know, okay? The seasons, the nature magic, those type of things. Let's see what else the magician says. So the question is, what am I being called to heal or change collectively? Girls, I have to tell my kids, hey, it is almost noon. Like I'm still working on this podcast. Everybody's up here. Now the question is, what am I being called to heal or change individually? The magician comes in reverse with sunflower. And like I got right off the top, I'm holding back my magic. And the sunflower confirms that by saying, unleash your magic. Radiate power and potency. From one seed, 1,000. A vibrant sunflower lies on a weathered table. One of the leaves gestures toward the sky, the other toward the ground. Black seeds form a lemniscent above the flower. Lemniscent. I gotta figure out how to actually say that word. It's the infinity symbol. Very tired 8. Like the number 8 that's decided to lay down and take a nap. The infinity symbol. Lemniscent. Casting charms are tossed onto the table, revealing the tools of the herb crafter: bowline, mortar and pestle, kettle, and basket. The power of manifestation lives within. So what am I being called to utilize, to heal, to change? This power of manifestation. I know it, girl. I've been manifesting bullshit, and that needs to change. And it has changed. If you've journeyed with me, I think we're like on episode, is this 175 or something ridiculous like that? If you've been hanging out with me, you know I've been trying and I've been getting better, and things have improved in my own personal life. Good job, Sadie. However, my guides and my higher self is not satisfied with me just stopping right here. It's saying, you have so much more potential. You could be doing many greater things. Like not even outside of you, but within you. Within you. The power of manifestation lives within. All the information necessary to create life is contained in the seed. Yet it is the elements that make the sunflower grow. Wind strengthens a stalk. Water feeds the plant. Fire is converted to energy by the leaves. Earth anchors the root. Nourish your ideas with the elements and watch them bloom into being. Receive divine light from the unseen realms. Shape it into form. Then give it all away. Sunflower roots travel for miles underground, bringing nutrients to the flower. When it matures, the flower head bends to the earth and unleashes thousands of seeds. Be a conduit of transformation for others. Dang, I hear you loud and clear, sunflower. I mean, oh, do I need to get some casting charms now? Because I have runes, but these little charms look fun. Like hashtag wish list, what's up? Gonna be doing my survivalist grocery shopping. Maybe I'll grab myself some charms too somewhere. But yeah, I mean, we can eat these sunflower seeds. We can sprout the seeds, get lots of energy like that. We can guerrilla garden with sunflower seeds, spreading that light and love everywhere. But what the sunflower is telling me and telling you, because you've been hanging out with me, is that it's time to shine our light. It's time to understand that we have every tool that we need within inside of ourselves. We can manifest what we want. And then guess what? We're going to give it all away. All this love and light that we bring in as the conduit between heaven and earth, we're going to shine it out. We're going to give it away. We're going to share it with others. And then we're going to inspire others to do the same. Welcome to the Great Awakening. It's happening. It's time. And transformation is happening now. Oh my God. Thank you so much for hanging out, pulling cards. I feel so much better. This is going to change the trajectory of my day. And as we change the trajectory of ourselves, we collectively change the trajectory of humanity. So keep on doing your work. Keep on growing from your sorrows. Keep on healing your grief. Keep on staying centered and calm in the midst of chaos and change. Keep on being grounded. Keep on removing the darkness with your light. Do not fear the unknown. Everything is going to be beautiful. Eventually. We always got to keep it real. All right, I'll see you back here tomorrow. We're going to hang out more with some garlic, our herb of the week. And tomorrow we're going to manifest more confidence. I can't wait to see you soon. So much love to you.